Hey guys, what is up? Welcome back to my channel, or if this is your first time to my channel, hi! My name is Sarah. For today's video, I am going to be talking about the fact that I got a tattoo, which probably doesn't seem that big of a thing. Sorry if you guys can hear the fan in the background. It is really hot in the room that I am in currently, and if I don't have the fan on, I might actually die of exhaustion. Not even exaggerating. If anybody's ever been in this room, you know. If you know, you know. This announcement of sorts might not be something that everybody is on a need-to-know basis of, but I wanted to make a video about it because I've never actually made a video of any tattoo I've ever gotten on my channel, because most of the tattoos I've gotten, honestly, I haven't gotten one in like 5 or 6 years. I'll get into that reason as to why in a separate video, all about the reason as to why. This video, to keep it a little bit shorter, I haven't gotten a tattoo in 5 or 6 years, so this was kind of a big decision for me, and the reason I'm making this video about it is because of the reason behind why I got the tattoo. Now, the placement of this tattoo isn't really anything special. It's more of the actual tattoo itself versus the placement of it. The placement is just behind my right ear. Well, left for you guys, right for me because of how the camera flips. I'll show it right now if I have any footage of it. So, as you may or may not be able to make out, it is a cat. And this image specifically, I did get it off the internet. This image specifically, I did alter it a little bit from an image I found online from Pinterest. I did alter it a little bit to suit my particular needs. And then the tattoo artist himself actually continued to alter it so that it made sense for the reason why I was getting it. And with that being said, the reason why I was getting it, if you guys watched my Halloween series last year, you may have realized during a couple of the videos I showed a particular cat. This cat was very skinny, and I don't know if I would go as far as to say it was a rescue cat, because I didn't get it from a shelter, but let's start from the beginning. So, someone I was involved with at the time had a cat around him, and this light's casually flickering. So I'm not going to get into like super specifics, but basically this cat lived in a very bad situation, and had been for a very long time. And so I rescued the cat, and I know that's kind of like ominous, but because of the situation it was in, I still don't want to really get anybody in trouble for it. I doubt this video will get back to anybody that, you know, it involved, but I'm still not going to get into specifics. I ended up in possession of this cat, I did end up with the ownership of this cat, though that didn't last very long. Now, the first picture I have of this cat is dated May 20th, and so I'm going to assume that that's probably around the time that I got it. It may have been a little bit before, it may have been a little bit after. Now, the next timeline I'm going to be giving you guys gets a little bit more sad and gives reason to why I got this tattoo, and that is because when I ended up with this kitty, which I originally named Kitty. It had a lot of different names to it. People around me named it quite a few different things. But the next timeline I'm going to be giving you is unfortunately the day that it passed. And that's November 30th. So as I stated, this might not be a video for everyone to watch because it is kind of a little bit of a more sad video. But it did give the reason as to why I got this tattoo. And basically what that reason is because this kitty that I had, named Kitty, ended up, as I said, with a lot of health issues, including the fact that he could not properly keep down food. And that was a really unfortunate aspect that I had to, I don't want to say deal with, because it's not like it was, I don't even know the word to say. It's not like it was a nuisance on my life, but it definitely did create a somewhat nuisance on his, and that was the fact that there was only a special type of food that he could eat, and with that, there was also a certain amount of medicine we had to put within the food, and it was a lot for his body to handle. He unfortunately didn't make it past that many months. I didn't realize actually it was like probably, I didn't actually make the connection until just looking at the timeline now that I had that kitty. I'm thinking for exactly 6 months, literally on the dot. I mean, besides like the time on the day itself. He was very wonderful. He was a very skinny bundle of joy. Again, I don't want to get too into it because I'm not hoping to kind of like raise awareness for this cat because he's already gone. But I do want to make it a point to say, like, if you guys ever get a cat, whether that's adopting one, rescuing one, anything along those lines, make sure that you can handle the cat. Make sure that you can properly feed and nurture and love him or her, because unfortunately this kitty that I got was not nurtured or loved. I had been given notice that he had not been properly taken care of for the majority of his life. Not to get anybody in trouble by any means, but I had been informed that he was a very old cat. So when I first got him, I actually originally thought that he was a lot younger than he was. And through that, I thought that I would honestly be able to have him for longer. So finding out that he was as old as he was a very big shock, especially because of the size of him, because he was so malnourished that he didn't grow to the size that he should have probably grown to, and he was extremely skinny, to which he couldn't also hold down any food, which made it extremely difficult to help him out with that issue, which unfortunately I'm thinking was one of the reasons that he did pass. Which brings me to my last and final portion of this, and that is that, and this is probably the saddest portion of it all in my eyes. I mean, this entire story is pretty sad on its own, but in my eyes, I would say the saddest portion is the fact that there was thunder and lightning in the area that I reside in currently, and unfortunately he was in a place that was not inside the house fully. Long story short, because we have quite a few animals, and he didn't necessarily get along with them, but I didn't want to like kick him to the curb just because they all didn't get along, so I did have him in a safe place away from the animals that he didn't get along with and possible outside animals that he may or may not get along with. What had happened was there was thunder and lightning, and from what we could tell, the thunder and the lightning, more so the thunder, probably got to him. I don't mean got to him like it physically touched him, because thunder obviously doesn't do that. It's the lightning, if anything, but the sound of the thunder, we were under the assumption that it basically had given him a heart attack, because he was a very old kitty. And with that, me and a couple of other people took care of him in his last few hours that he had. Unfortunately, I did have to go to work, and so somebody did take care of him in that time, stayed with him all day and everything until I got back, to which is the final aspect, and that is the fact that he died in my arms. I would like to believe that he stayed alive long enough to be with me and have me be with him in his last final, you know, minutes of life. I had my arms around him in a blanket and I was petting him, and then he just kind of passed. I got this tattoo in honor of him. I had a ruling to myself that I was not going to get a tattoo for a while, and then it just kind of was that I said to myself that I'm going to get a tattoo to commemorate him, because he was a very, very special kitty, and he did mean a lot to me, even though I only had him for a few short months, 6 months or so. So that was my reason for this. As I stated, it was a little bit of a different tattoo, and like the shape itself was a little bit bigger, but I thought it would be almost like cute in remembrance to the fact that he was a smaller cat, so we did shrink it up a little bit, like size-wise, like width-wise, and we did change up the design a little bit with the characteristics of it, so it did match more proportionally to my little kitty. So I'm sorry if this kind of was a little bit more of a depressing video, but I did want to let you guys know why I got it, as well as where I got it. Originally I didn't know where to get this done, and I hadn't made an appointment for anywhere, but my friend and I wanted to get a tattoo together, and like not like a matching tattoo. She wanted to get a tattoo for her birthday, and I had been thinking on this design pretty much since November, which is a good amount of time away. It had been like 7 or 8 months, I believe. Yeah, which is almost a year since I got Kitty. With that being said, we did end up going to a place in New West, which New West is kind of like a small town within Vancouver, almost like a small town in Vancouver, and this place is called Third Eye Tattoo Parlor. I will leave any links in the description box down below for actually how to get a tattoo there, or like making an appointment and such, if you are interested in that at all. The guy who did my tattoo, his name was Luigi. He told me that I could film if I would like to, because I told him the background and the story behind why I wanted to film. And so I will be showing you some footage of the actual process, because the friend I went with actually ended up filming it for me, and yeah. Oh, that yawn, that yawn. Oh my god!
So you're about to get a tattoo. How do you feel? Oh, hold those up. Hold those fingers up.
I saw what you did to my highlighting video with my butt. That one out.
I thought it was funny.
I think you're doing my whole life, and I'm like,
is funny. You want it? Yeah, I think that looks cute.
Yeah.
How are you feeling?
It actually doesn't hurt as much as I remember. Yeah, I can't even feel it very much. My weight stock is showing.
A lot of Michael Jackson and Jackson 5.
I'm none of it.
Oh, neither am I. It looks really cute. I think you picked a good placement. The tail is like just below your ear. It hits at a good spot. Are you already done?
You're asking me, the one person I can't see.
Fair point, fair point.
I'm like, I don't know, am I?
I think so. It's super cute. It's super cute. I can take this out.
I will leave all the links to everything in the description box down below, but we went there. It was actually a really quick process. My tattoo only took about 20 minutes, start to finish. Her tattoo took about, I think, 30 to 35 minutes, and it was really a quick process. We only waited there as we were walk-ins for maybe like 35 to 40 minutes, which was actually really quick considering they only have 4 artists as far as I know working there. I will say what prompted me to go there was one of my friends online actually told me about a lady at this specific place called Nina. We didn't end up getting her because she was currently busy with another client, but I would definitely recommend either Nina because I did end up seeing her work while waiting for my friend, or Luigi because he is super quick. So both tattoos that we ended up getting were very quick and they were completely black, so there was no color involved, but I would definitely recommend either of those artists. Honestly, anybody in the shop is really good. I saw most of their work, but those are the two that I saw like firsthand. But I hope you guys like this video, and I will see you in my next one. Bye guys!